It seems like kind of a theme in maybe your entire catalog, and certainly this conversation. Just you've referenced this idea multiple times of just kind of letting things almost be what they are and thinking about the big picture instead of the small details. And I think that is a really interesting philosophy for a cinematographer. And I almost feel like there are few that could have achieved the greatness of the White Lotus with the conditions that you were given. Because I think you really had to, this project needed somebody with a personality like yours, with a cinematography philosophy like yours, to be able to work with real environments and just have things be what they are. I don't think a lot of people could do that and really bring the best out of it.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that. I don't know that that's true. I think my colleagues are so talented. I think it certainly would look like a different show, but I don't know that it would not be successful. I think it would just be something different than what I created. The thing that I will say is, that I didn't mention earlier, which is that the biggest challenge of this show was that we were shooting 7+ pages a day. So when you're shooting, like a show like Ozark is shooting like 4 or 5, a big days, a really big day is 6. There's some days if you're doing an action sequence where you're shooting 1 or 2. Almost every single day on the White Lotus was 7+ pages. And
that's unbelievable.
That's brutal. And it really is, as a cinematographer, you can just give up at that point. You ask like what it's like to shoot 7 pages a day. It's like, it's by the time that you're shooting the 6th scene of the day and you're trying to figure out where you are and how to really do something dynamic for each scene and, make each scene be its own sort of magical little piece in the whole. It really does take that sort of like overall philosophy, the philosophy of the overall, like how does this piece fit into the overall, and letting go of all of your expectations in terms of like what you thought the scene was going to be, and just really leaning in. We would get to the beach and I'd think that we were going to do one thing, and it'd be an overcast day and the blocking was completely different than what I imagined. It's like, okay, well, how do I make this the best version of this? And just continually show up and be present for every scene. And you're like, you're in like scene 5 or 6 of the day where you're just tapped creatively, and you just still have to continue to show up and do the best you can. And you might not be super proud of the lighting that you did on that scene, or you might go home, they might wrap and you might be like, wow, I wish we did one more because that camera move wasn't quite what I was looking for. Or, the focus, the rack focus wasn't like quite at the right moment, or, whatever it is, or, oh, I should have done it why didn't I do it on a 40 mil instead of a 50? I can go home and just beat myself up about it. Or I can go home and say, well, I did the best I could today. And I really like, as a piece of the whole, does this fit as a piece of a whole? And just be proud of the work that you did, and you have a team of people that are like killing themselves for you. You know what I mean? Like crew works so hard for me. Like I have to say, like the show and the success of the show is like a testament to my team and like how hard they worked. I don't do very much on set. I operate the camera once a day. I move a flag once a day, like I don't do very much. Like I try to inspire my team to do their best work and sit back and really look at the whole. And is this working? And when you're shooting 7 pages a day and you're constantly getting hammered by weather changes and blocking changes, and you never really know. It's like, you just have to sort of trust yourself and do the best you can every day. And I'm just glad that people like the series. I hope that people appreciate the cinematography, but more than the cinematography, I think it's important that they like enjoy the show, and that you're entertaining people. It's a powerful thing to be able to entertain people.